So this is it. By the time everybody sees this video, I'll be back in Canada because I don't have an opportunity to upload it between now and then. I am at the airport right now. I just took the train to get here. I'm going to sample, what's probably going to be like my last chance at legit Thai cuisine. Going for like the red curry with duck, which is like one of my top 10 favorite Thai cuisine amongst the many options. So I got the old last iced coffee on the go here. It was a good trip. It was a long trip. Probably could have left earlier and would have been happy with it. Because towards the end, I was kind of as I'm running out of money, I'm kind of running out of inspirations for things to do. After a while, after you've seen a few dozen temples, you start to get a little bit less impressed by more Buddhist temples, but they're all still very nice. So, because I took the train here, my flight leaves at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and none of the trains start until 6 o'clock in the morning, so we didn't want to pay the exorbitant price of a taxi, so I went and caught the train here the day before. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday, and so I'm basically just going to chill out here until 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So charged up the iPad, so I got some stuff to read, and I can take I didn't sleep very much last night. Last night was the holiday Christmas party in the hostel, so it was pretty pumping, and I was actually not feeling that great either because I drank a little bit too much beer at the turkey dinner that I found yesterday at the Irish pub. And so 1 o'clock in the afternoon, gotta read some stuff, looking around the giant suitcase and the smaller suitcase. I'm probably not going to check into the flight until for a good 12 hours at least, so I'm going to be carrying this stuff around with me wherever I go. When I get back home, when was the flight? So it's 5 hours to get from here to Tokyo, and then a good 12 hours or more, a very long time to go across the Pacific. So I'll probably sleep in different shifts on the flight, depending on how well I can sleep on the plane. And hopefully when this is all said and done, I'll be reasonably lucid on the other end. So I haven't really figured out how much I should be sleeping now to make sure I can adjust relatively quickly to North American time. So what just happened in the backdrop there is my Thai server was wearing a very pleasant Christmas hat. It said Merry Christmas, so I appreciate that. Didn't know a lot of English, but Merry Christmas. It's probably my soup, so I'm going to show some pictures of that, some video of that. I haven't been taking as many pictures of the food as I originally intended. My idea was that I wanted to take my actual still camera and take pictures of every single thing that I've eaten. And there's a lot of stuff that was just street food, so it's hard to take a picture of the leg of chicken in the plastic bag or the soup in a bag, because it doesn't necessarily look as appealing. But I'll take some video of this in a second. And this could be it. So, my next Thai delight will have to be the Canadianized version of it. For the most part, most of the ingredients you want, are available in North America. Some aren't, but, there's close approximations. Alright, there's my curry. Red curry with duck. You can see in there, there's tomato and there's pineapple. That's really what makes this. Over there, they got the little dish. Usually these are just some combination of vinegar and chilies. That's kind of a cooler red seasoning thing. That one actually is a little dark, so there might be some a little sauce in there. Protein bowl rice. So pretty much standard here. And of course the iced coffee. Okay, I'm still in the Bangkok International Airport. It is 9 o'clock at night on the 26th. Quick reminder, my flight leaves at 6 o'clock in the morning of the 27th, so I'm mere 9 hours away. In retrospect, I probably could have planned this out better. If I had purchased my ticket such that the flight was leaving at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I could have had a regular day and then just showed up at the airport and left. But I don't know. Because I'm a maniac, I decided to do it this way. Alright, so I've been here for quite a while actually. So I got here 1 o'clock, so I've been basically wandering the halls of the airport, for upwards of 8 hours now. Finished the book I was reading. It was a book about kettlebells. It was on the iPad. It was one of the original kettlebell books that I ever had. And I'm doing this in preparation because a lot of my exercise this past year has been a lot of no equipment kind of exercise, and I'm going to make a strong, foray back into weighted exercise in this upcoming year. So, be prepared for the rippling, tauntness, etc. I'm hanging out at one of the airport restaurants, grabbing a bite. The restaurant lured me in because they had a promise, like it's up here on the wall, like a big picture of like a burger, and it was like an avocado burger. And they haven't quite figured the burger out to sort of my snooty, northern American standards, but it's pretty good. The avocado's pretty good. And they gave me this ice green tea that I've been enjoying. And so behind like the camera here, like there's like a big flat screen that's been showing like Asian music channel, and I've been cycling through like essentially like music videos. And first of all, like the Asian like boy band scene is completely out of control. Like at some point, like the government needs to step in. Like it seems like at the height of that movement in North America, there was really like only a few that were like uber dominant. But like watching this, like something needs to be done. Well, the choreography is beautiful, and there's so many, white pouty lips that we never gonna play. A lot of skinny pants. So I really don't know what to do. Like, so I've been drinking a lot of coffee and eating lots of snacks. I've been basically just eating up what remaining cash I have in my wallet. I had like the overpriced double espresso from Starbucks because I can't sleep right now because I'm not sleeping enough to sleep. But I'm kind of tired enough that I don't have the concentration to really read anything heavy, so I'm just trying to do like entertaining stuff. So I might actually just go and sneak downstairs to less traffic so I can plug in the laptop and like watch a video or something. There's something to do. And I can only make so many snippy comments about things going on in Thailand before the tiger finally clues in and throws me in the clink for being such a bastard. Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay, so still in the terminal. It is 2:30 in the morning, which is like 12:30 in the afternoon, Alberta time, I think. Yeah, that's right. So behind me is the old notice board. My plane is supposedly on time. I have actually no idea where it is right now. Like I don't know if it's like flying here or not. It probably is actually. So we'll fly here and then turn around and go back, or something like that. Not a whole lot going on at the airport this time of day. Like pretty much like a lot of people like napping. Essentially all the good seats are gone. Like just people have like hiding under coats and towels and all that, like basically catching a few Z's before like the early morning flight shows up. Staff's pretty busy waxing the floor. Good to have that done. 2:30 at the time, maybe it's the appropriate time to do it, I don't know. So it's like the machine that has like the spinning buffing wheel thing, and so they have all these different areas that are sort of flagged off and then they sort of move throughout. And I decided to make this post because I'm sure you're all like fascinated in the cleaning habits of the Bangkok International Airport. We're getting there, a few more hours of me just kind of pacing endlessly back and forth across the terminal, across the 4 different floors to keep myself sort of lucid. I got some juice left in the earbuds, so I was just enjoying some Rolling Stones. Before that, a couple of tracks from this one album I picked up a few years ago called What the Funk, and just sort of a mishmash of like popular funk anthems that we're all familiar with. And that's been kind of a lot of it like, I don't know, like kind of walking and grooving and stuff like that, stuff to sort of keep the blood moving and keep the brain, reasonably cognizant. Let's see, well, that's working. So yeah. Okay, so once again in Japan, play was pretty good, watched some movies, ate some food, etc. Exactly the same jet that I traveled the last time between those two airports, and exactly the same terminal as it would happen. If you were to travel back in time, now several weeks, to watch that video, there's that couple-minute clip of me like in Japan. It's actually like on a bench kind of way over there. Well, not way over there, but just over here. It's this like sort of a circular pavilion kind of thing, which is kind of funny because now that I think back to that video, I went to a lot of trouble to kind of like sneak to a seat where there wasn't too many people because for some reason I was like more self-conscious of like being the guy talking about a little digital box. Now I don't even care. Like so like. People are like looking at me funny, like, would you please stop interfering with me talking to the little metal box? The only thing that I've seen, I have like about an hour and a half to like explore the terminal, and once again, no high-tech toilets, no building-sized robots battling it out outside, lots of jets. It's just really funny. Like I had this sort of expectation that this would be like the coolest airport in the world. And it's not anything more fantastical than the one I just came from in Thailand. It's nicer than one in Edmonton, though, I'll give it that. Anyway, there's one kind of interesting thing over here that I hadn't really seen in most other airports is they have like a little area with like a glass sliding door that's like a little smoking area. So there's like an indoor, get your fix section over here that hides the smoke from all the rest of us, so we can pretend to be all healthy and all that. So not really a lot to report. Okay, so one of the things that has been sort of interesting about this whole trip, because you spend a lot of time, at least when you first get to Thailand, you go and see things that are sort of like familiar, North American standards. So like McDonald's being sort of like the most obvious one that comes to mind. And that's kind of interesting because you go inside there and you can see sort of like the Thai slant of McDonald's. And I confess that I've had like two items or a couple items out of like McDonald's. They have like desserts that they don't have at home. So I noticed there was one over there. So now I'm a little bit curious to see sort of the Japanese take on McDonald's. Yeah, I'm a sucker. I know. There gets to be this point where you've eaten like so much really awesome like Thai food when you're in Thailand, but you've been there for days and weeks and months where you just kind of eventually start to kind of cling to things that are a little more familiar. So like my last week in Chiang Mai, I had probably like 3 or 4 days in a row of like nachos at like the authentic Mexican restaurant in Thailand, as they're known to be, I guess. And not to say that like I'm a huge consumer of like McDonald's when I get home, but I don't know, just something that I don't know, like is the event like I'm eating to entertain myself in one respect. So judge me not harshly. I will eat many green leafy salads, I'm sure, when I get home and get back to like a regular diet of like okayish kind of foods. It's kind of funny. So when I first got to the Bangkok airport, I was wearing a pair of blue jeans that I wore on the trip here. And it's funny because when I originally made the first flight, they were like a little bit snug, and I was kind of complaining about them in the first videos, and I lost some like weight. But because I've been eating like a fiend for this last like 2 weeks, I've actually like gained a little bit of weight again, so they're about as snug as when I originally like was wearing them the first time. So then I like ran into like the men's room and just changed into a pair of shorts. It's a little bit crisp outside, so it's like a temperature that's like fallish in Canada weather. And I actually like I'm more than happy to have that because after like a couple of weeks of like the blazing heat, like I'm like alright, I'm ready to like chill out a little bit, literally and figuratively. So yeah, hour and a half of me making quips to myself about like the differences in culture and possibly consuming McDonald's food and I don't know, Japanese beer. I know Sapporo. Sapparo's good. Okay, so I'm finally home. The trip was really long. It was a little bit less long than the first time around, but it was generally speaking pretty good. I'm whispering because I got home when I went to sleep and I woke up and it's now 4 a.m. So jet lag, adjusting to jet lag is going to be awesome. So I started unpacking, separating the stuff that's like my souvenirs to the stuff I'm going to get for Christmas gifts. And I'm going to go, in a couple hours when people wake up, I'm going to go start delivering things to siblings and parents and friends and all that. So for those of you that have actually been watching all these and enjoying my various videos, thank you very much, and see you next vacation.